The Utah Mammoth is sorta proud to present NASHCAST.
What the is a NASHCAST?
NASHCAST, the only hockey show on the planet. Hosted by a human speed bag, fourth line wannabe, healthy scratch, schnozzy moto, Tyson Nash.
Who the hell is Tyson Nash?
Never heard of him.
And the baritone with a brain, the velvet hammer, Mr. Silky, Tono Suave, the radio voice of your Utah Mammoth,
Code Blue!
Mike Folta.
Oh, Captain, my Captain!
NASHCAST begins now.
Ready for takeoff.
Here's Tyler Ganoush and Mickey Foghorn. Wait, what? Oh, here's Tyson Nash and Mike Folta.
Feeling good, Foltsy. Holy, I'm back in Utah, brother. Back in Utah, and it's never felt so good. Salt Lake City, the sun's shining. It's blaring me out. I'm going to be up poolside here relatively soon with the cucumbers on the eyes, and it's just warm enough, right? So it's great to be back, buddy. But what's been going on? That stash is girthy, buddy. Look at that thing. Holy.
I cannot wait until December 1st, and I can get rid of this thing. I might just wax it off. I might. Have you ever done wax before, Tyson?
Yeah, not on my mustache though. I've done the Brazilian before. I gotta be honest. It didn't tickle.
I can't wait to get rid of this thing. But the Mammoth got a big win on Saturday. It's the New York Rangers. They waited until you were in town, Nasher. I know you and
That's all I do.
You and
That's all
Dave,
I do.
You guys were having a blast, huh?
In all honesty, to that point, I actually think the NASHCAST might be undefeated. So we come in, we roll into town, right? And the Rangers, original six, we're all fired up. And what does the Mammoth do? A much needed win in November. My goodness, I hate to say that, but it's been a rough stretch, but hopefully they're out of it right now. That was a big W.
Yeah, big W, original 16, like you said, because you were in town for the Boston game, right? The other NASHCAST, so you're 2-0, I think, on the year. But big win for the Utah.
Not a big deal.
They score some greasy goals, and they get their first win of the homestand here coming up. Tyson, this is no joke of a road trip. Starting in a couple days here in Dallas, 6 games in 9 days as we go basically all around North America. Taking a tour of the whole hemisphere, it feels like. But Utah enjoying some home cooking, and it was good to see the boys get back in the win column.
Yeah, again, much needed, right? I think they dropped 9 of their last 11 games.
Yeah.
So a win just to get the juices flowing again in that locker room. And I love the fact that Coach André Tourigny just ran them through the gauntlet, right? And sometimes that's what it takes, right? They had such a great start to the year, then you kind of fall in love with yourself a little bit. You get away from the game plan, and then all of a sudden you lose a few and you forget, what it was that made you successful. And it's real simple for this group, right? They have to play a certain way. They're built a certain way. They have to play a certain way. And hockey is all the analytics that we have at our fingertips and that we run through. Hockey is a real simple game, right? And there's a few non-negotiables for André Tourigny, and it's about 50-50 battles. It's compete, it's fight, it's, and it's speed. This team has built on speed. That's how Bill Armstrong built this group. They don't intimidate physically, but they intimidate with their speed, right? Coming at you in waves, the explosion, the quickness, tracking down pucks on the back check, the forecheck. And when you get away from that and you start moving the puck east to west, it's just a recipe for disaster. So hopefully they figured it out, and they continued to pile up some big wins because they're going to need them. And again, our podcast just continues to roll, folds. We had an absolute beauty. What a character this guy is. He seems just so calm and relaxed, and he is. Alex Kerfoot I'm talking about. But he's just so just how he thinks the game, everything that comes out of his mouth is just, it's so thought out. right? And he's got some humor to his personality as well. That's the best part of the show, is that you really get to know certain players and certain guys and athletes. And we again thank the Mammoth players just for being so generous with their time.
Yeah, Alexander Kerfoot, our guest. Head coach André Tourigny calls him the brains of the operation. He's been injured to start the year, and I think Utah's felt his presence or felt his absence at times to start this year. When he does eventually come back this season, that is going to be a big piece in the lineup because he can do so many different things on the ice. But you can tell just talking to him, it's good to have that guy in the room as well, Tyson. He can keep up with the jokes, but he's also a smart guy, Harvard guy, shocker. Another Harvard guy. We got a few of them floating around here. Him, John Marino, and Dom Moore on the broadcast. They wouldn't let me and Tyson even take a tour of Harvard. They wouldn't even
It's
let
like
us
when
on
I
the
go into
ground.
church, the holy water bubbles, right? It's the same thing. There'd be a lot of smoke. I can tell you that if I went into Harvard. But yeah, he talks a lot about that, right? Just how you have to play, how hard you have to train, and all the things that hockey, takes up as far as time and your energy. But you still have to dig deep. And I mean, academics are everything at Harvard, so you have to produce on and off the ice, and he certainly did. What a career, what a journey he had, and I can't wait for everyone to hear the pod.
Yeah, we'll get to him here in just a sec. Maybe just a quick look around the league, Tyson, before we get to the interview. We can talk about one of Kerfoot's old teams, the Colorado Avalanche, 9-game heater, longest win streak in the NHL this season. As we woke up this past weekend, they had still just lost one game in regulation this year. The Avalanche are as hot as they come. I mean, Tyson, this team is scary enough, even when they're not on a heater like they are right now with McKinnon and Makar, but they are firing on all cylinders. They're getting the production up front from their big dogs. Makar is the best defenseman in the world, and now all of a sudden they're getting some of the best goaltending in the NHL, and they look unbeatable.
Yeah, without a doubt. I was doing Amazon last week, and I got a chance to talk to Wedgwood. And again, what a story, right? This is a guy that has just taken the league by storm. His name now is being in the conversation for the Olympics for Team Canada. So that tells you how well he's played. He's a late bloomer. I think he's like 33 years of age. So it's a fascinating story that way. Although he has a lot of firepower, he talked about that. He goes, as a goalie, he goes, I have to do my job, but man, is it nice when your team pops off in a first period, or they're even if we get scored on, they're going to put up 4 goals. I mean, they're scoring over 4 goals a game. It's the best in the National Hockey League. I mean, you think of that mathematically, right? I mean, you're scoring 4 goals a game. So in order to beat Colorado, you have to score 5. That's what it comes down to, and that is not happening. Not with that defensive core. They are a fine-tuned machine. They really are. Cale Makar, in my mind, is the best player in the world right now. Like, he tops for me McDavid, McKinnon, just because he plays in every single situation and thrives, right? He kills penalties. He's 4-on-4. He's 3-on-3. He quarterbacks your power play, and 5-on-5. He does what he does, right? This guy's going to go on, and quite frankly, he could become the best defenseman to have ever played our game at the end of his career. The trajectory, that's a big word for me. I spit the marbles out. I got a swollen tongue. Trajectory that he's on right now is, I mean, it's a rocket ship right now. So fun to see. Yeah, someone's got to slow him down somehow. No one has the recipe yet.
It's a really competitive Western Conference. The Anaheim Ducks, Tyson, at the top of the Pacific Division. They got those young kids. They brought in guys like Kreider and Granlund and Trouba last year, but then their young up-and-comers, the Leo Carlsons, the Cutter Gauthiers, those guys are winning games for them too, and they're a threat to be reckoned with so far this year.
Isn't it crazy how you can go from what happened last year to Anaheim, what happened to San Jose last year, and just how things can literally change overnight, right? And whether you're a player, whether you're on a team that's struggling, as quick as things can go into the toilet, you can rise just as quick. So you got to keep that in mind. And yeah, again, just the league is in a real healthy spot. That's all I'll say. It's the competition. You lose a couple games, you're right out of it. You win a couple games, you're right back in it. As the Utah Mammoth is back, I believe, in the last wild card position after that big win against the Rangers. Now you have to build on that. Now you have to pile up the W's.
Mammoth taking on the Montreal Canadiens at home here tonight. before we get to Kerfoot, Tyson, did you see the jerseys by chance for the Florida Panthers and the New York Rangers that came out for the Winter Classic coming up?
I have not.
I gotta send them to. I gotta send them to you
Oh,
because
do.
it is something. Like the New York looks pretty classic. Panthers, ugh,
Really? Wow.
It's their first outdoor game, I believe, and they took a swing. They're going to be playing that at Lone Depot Park in Miami, where the Miami Marlins play baseball. Like, would you have ever thought we would get a Winter Classic in Miami, like 90 miles away from Cuba?
No, but yes. I mean, you look at what they've done. They deserve, so whatever it takes, however they have to keep that ice frozen, they deserve a game in Florida, right? I mean, back-to-back Stanley Cups, and ultimately, it's also for Tampa, right? It's the whole state of Florida. They're celebrating the NHL, and they deserve a game. And I do believe, though, way back in the day, I think there was a game in Vegas, an outdoor game. So I think they can manage the obviously the temperatures because it's going to be 70 plus degrees. You just know that, right? It's Florida, so you can't make a mistake. I'd love to be a weatherman in either Arizona or Florida because it seems like it's sunny every day.
I taught you a new word earlier today, meteorologist.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. That one hurt a little bit, so I got to warm the mouth up before I spit that
That's
one
right.
out. But
How amazing would that be here in Utah?
oh, yeah.
It's like Utah is picture perfect for one of these outdoor games.
And it's happening. I mean, Gary Bettman, we've had him on TV, we've had him on camera. I mean, it's duly noted that they are getting a game here at some point and some point soon. So, and that's how Gary Bettman is just great about what he does best in probably all of pro sports, not just hockey. One of the best commissioners around. He's got his finger on the pulse, right? And he rewards, states and cities that deserve that type of game and exposure. And Utah, what they've done, how they've done it so quickly, the ownership group completely buying in for the NHL as far as everything across the board. They've set in my mind another new level and a new bar for teams and ownership around the league. So they deserve one.
Well, let's not kill any more time here, Dasher. Let's get right to Alexander Kerfoot. One of the more fun interviews that we've done on the NASHCAST, just kind of going every which way. Kerf was great. He's injured right now, but we hope to see him out on the ice soon. But Alexander Kerfoot, a great guest. Enjoy here on NASHCAST.
Holy, we are back again. And look at this guest. What a handsome devil. Alex Kerfoot, the pride of Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. 5th round draft pick to the New Jersey Devils. Folks, kids at home, 150th overall. Alex Kerfoot, he defeated all the odds, man. And he made the NHL. And I know the Utah Mammoth, they miss him big time right now. But Alex, welcome to the show. And this is my co-host. You know him very well. The voice on the radio. What a set of pipes he has.
That's quite the intro, boys. I'm sure you don't get many 5th round picks on the show.
We love it, though. We love it, don't we, Folta?
We have a 10th round pick on the show. Nasher was taken like 1,200th overall, Tyson? Like what?
Oh, yeah. Suck on that, right? It's fuel for the fire. It's fuel for the fire. I love it. I love it. But Alex, you obviously played in the BC. My favorite part of the job is the research, right? Doing some deep dives into our guests that come on the show. And your story, your journey is actually quite incredible. Just the grind that you went through growing up in Vancouver, the BC Junior League, getting drafted, playing in Harvard. I mean, all the things. But what a journey it's been for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's been an awesome journey. I'm super fortunate every step along the way. Played for some great teams, great coaches, had tremendous support from my family. And I mean, I was a really small kid growing up, never really, just kind of was taking it one step at a time, and had the opportunity to go to college. That was a great kind of developmental step for me, and then stepped right into Colorado. And now I've had a couple stops along the way, but happy to be here in Utah. And I couldn't looking back on it, I wouldn't have changed anything, and just happy to still be on the ride and embracing kind of every moment of it and just enjoying the experience.
Want to get more into your background, Kerf, in a little bit, but first of all, how are you feeling? I know you've been on the injured list here to start the year, which is rare for you these days. But we haven't
Mhm.
seen you. We haven't seen you on the ice. But how are you feeling?
Yeah, I mean, I feel good. I miss being around, miss being around you guys, around the guys. I think that's something that I've learned this year, and I'm sure Nasher has gone through it in the past. And I mean, everyone goes through it, but I think you gain a new perspective when you're out for an extended period of time. And just the way mine happened, like first day of camp, was feeling great coming into camp, and just one of those unlucky things. And then obviously, like, you try and get back, and mine was something that I've never really gone through, and then you're pushing and you go through the emotional swings of, okay, you're feeling good mentally and you're trying to get back, and then you're frustrated, and then you're sad, and then you miss the guys, and then the boys are winning and you miss that, and then they're losing and you feel like you want to get back. And you just you realize how lucky you are, and also you realize that, you know, at any moment
Yeah.
you can kind of catch an injury that's going to derail you, or the team, or anything. And so I'm in a real good space right now. The team's doing a great job helping me get back. I'm hoping it's not going to be too much longer, but obviously had the surgery 3.5 weeks ago now, and the goal is just to progress and see where we go. And obviously they put out that 8 to 10 week mark. I'm hoping to be back sometime around then. So it's just kind of taking it day by day. And that's one thing I've learned too, is that some days you feel good, other days you don't feel good. And like, it's hard to kind of just take it day by day. And, if you don't, you can really get frustrated when things aren't going as well as you'd like to.
Everyone always sees, right? I mean, they see the end product, right? The fans, they see you guys coming out. There's 18,000 people screaming and yelling. They don't see often what happens like all summer long in the training that's involved, right? And then the injuries, the adversity that you guys go through. And that is an absolute mental grind. I mean, I see it every day with my kid who's playing at ASU now. I mean, just the highs and lows, right? And I mean, for you, how do you manage that? I mean, is there, there's really no book for it, right? You just kind of have
Yeah.
to get through it.
Yeah, well, I'm learning it. Like, I've been fortunate that I haven't had to go through one of these in a while. And I mean, I think it's honestly good for me to. I'm trying to take that perspective, where it's like I gain a new perspective when other guys are going through injuries and stuff like that. But for me, it's been a learning experience over these few weeks. And also, I think that there are some silver linings. I mean, these seasons are long; they're 82 game seasons. Hopefully, if I'm coming in feeling good, I should be, ready to rock, ready to go on all cylinders. And you do get time to spend with your family. I miss the guys on the road all the time, but I do have a young daughter, and so it's been fun to spend some time with her. That's no consolation prize. I'd rather be out there, but yeah, there's still things that you can take advantage of. And it gives you an opportunity to look back and think of, okay, well, are there things I can adjust with my training so that things like this don't happen in the future? Is there a reason why this might have happened? Can we kind of look at how, obviously there's injuries that you can't control, but am I doing everything I can to make sure that something like this doesn't happen in the future?
When you see the team put out the like 8 to 10 week range, like that's when we're expecting him to be back. Do you then, like, just as a competitor, are you thinking like, okay, I'm gonna get back in 7 weeks? Like I'm gonna
Yeah,
beat that.
yeah,
Is that how it
right.
works in your head, or
Yeah, a little bit. I think that we're all like competitive, and honestly, like, it's I think we all have that mindset. But like I was referring to earlier, like when I first got hurt, I was like, okay, like, whatever, like I'm gonna be fine. And you do have to be cognizant of the fact that, like, if you do push it, like, in the grand scheme of things, if I get back in 7 weeks, is that going to be that big of a difference if I come back and am not fully ready, and then all of a sudden this turns into a bigger issue and I'm out longer? And so, like, me as a competitor, yes, I absolutely want to be back as soon as possible. Like I feel like I want to be back in, the next week type thing. Like that's just how I'm feeling. And once you feel good, you feel like that. But at the same time, it's like, okay, like this is a process, and if it's not ready and all of a sudden I set myself back, like that's not helping the team, that's not helping me, that's not helping anyone. So you got to kind of rein it in a little bit while also understanding that if you can push it, you got to push it.
That's a Harvard guy right there, Foltz. And I remember, and I know, Kerfy, you can attest to this.
Yeah.
My agent used to always say, they never remember that you played hurt. They only remember how you played. So make sure that when you play, you're healthy, because we are like warriors, right? We don't want to miss a shift.
Yeah.
We don't want to miss a game, because you never know who's going to come up and replace you. Again, I want to go back to just obviously playing in the BC Junior League. I mean, you wanted to go to college. I mean, I know you were a late bloomer, as you touched on. The rule changes now in the NCAA. I mean, all the things, right? It's evolving, and I think it's real healthy for the game. But kind of what are your thoughts on your journey, BC Junior? Obviously, then you're drafted, and then
Yeah.
you go to Harvard, right? Which is kind of
Right.
unique in itself, right? Because normally you go to college, then maybe you get drafted.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it depends on when your birthday falls. Like if you have a late birthday, usually you're getting drafted out of college, but generally guys are getting drafted kind of that year before if they go in as true freshmen. But so, yeah, for me, it was like I grew up watching the Vancouver Giants play in the Western Hockey League. Like I wanted to, that for me, that was like, okay, like this is you made it if you play in the WHL or you see that. And so, and I had friends, and as you grow up there, you see guys kind of make that. And that was like the ultimate goal, I guess, when I was really young. But then as I got older and I realized that I wasn't a home run prospect, like my outlook on it changed a little bit in terms of, okay, like if I go there, am I really perfectly suited for that? I probably wouldn't have made it as a 16-year-old. So then I got drafted in the WHL really late. Then you're going as a 17-year-old, whatever it is. And by that time, I just wasn't sure if it was the right path for me. My parents also were pushing going to college. They wanted me to get an education. And so all that was taken into account. And the BCHL was a great kind of a great it came at a great time for me because I was able to go there. I was able to play right away. I think that in my journey, I was lucky to have opportunities where I was able to go in and get a lot of opportunity to play. I think that was really important for my development as a smaller guy. Was able to play in different situations, help teams. And so going from the BCHL, it just came at the right time. I was able to live at home playing in Coquitlam, and had a great experience. I got hurt my second year, which wasn't great. But yeah, great year and a half, and wouldn't have changed that for sure.
Head coach André Tourigny has called you the brains of the operation, and I don't think he was just talking about your degree, but the way you play on the ice, the way you see the game. And do you think that your journey and maybe not being the number one prospect and being a little bit undersized as you came up, do you think that forced you to learn how to see the game the right way and to make all those little plays and to be able to kill penalties and be good on faceoffs and things like that?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that stuff probably gets blown out of proportion as well. But I love hockey, like love sports in general. I watch a lot. I like learning about the game in general and different facets of it. And I think a unique thing that I've got to experience is at every level I've played in kind of different roles. Or everyone is a power play guy. You're getting 25 minutes, and then you go to different levels and you play different roles and play with different line mates and different people, and you kind of understand different parts of the game. And I think that that I've been fortunate enough to be placed in different roles where I have different understandings of how I can impact a game, how I can be helpful to a team. And then I mean, for, this can be looked at in a positive or a negative, but I've bounced around. I've been around different teams. I've seen how different players, different high end guys operate, how different organizations operate. And so I think that all gives you different perspective and allows you to see the game in a different way. And then it's just, being aware and open minded to all those things kind of has contributed to that.
I know my son's going through it right now at ASU, just balancing academics,
Right.
obviously with playing and the grind of playing and traveling. But what for you? Like when did you know you're like, okay, I got it. I am elite. I am elite. I'm putting up big points as a sophomore. You
Yeah.
had 30 points in 27 games. Then the next year you put up 45 and 36. You ended up being the MVP. I mean, obviously something clicks. But how do you balance? Obviously, academics, you're a smart dude,
Yeah.
especially at Harvard. There's a big demand there.
Yeah. I mean, well, so to answer the first question, I think I always had confidence in myself, but you never really know how good you are. Like I was good in junior, but you don't know how that's going to translate to college. And then you go to college, and then had success in college. And my first year in college was tough. Our team wasn't. I was getting a lot of opportunity. Our team wasn't very good, but I still had a lot of confidence and belief in myself. Then played the next 3 years, and at that point, I still had that inner belief, but you don't know how it's gonna translate, you don't know where that's gonna take you, and, um, then go to Colorado, a really good situation where their team was struggling, had an opportunity to go and play it right away. And so, to answer your question, for me, like, I always had an inner belief that I could make it, but I never knew. Like, I'd be lying if I said I knew. I was just kinda going in naively thinking, "Yeah, this is just gonna I'm gonna be able to play and make an impact and all that stuff." But, yeah, that's just how it went for me. And then in terms of the balancing, I think the unique thing about college is how when you're in college, you're going through it together with all the guys. So like you're all going through it. And I think that was one of the best things about it is like it's no different than now when we're on the road and going to dinner and making fun of each other and all that stuff. It's just you do that over schoolwork. You're like going through, no one knows what they're doing, everyone's complaining, everyone's trying to find excuses. And that, I think it would be really tough to be on a junior team and taking college classes by yourself. But since you're there, since you're going to classes, everyone likes to, go and joke around in classes and do all that stuff. And that stuff just, I guess, happened in the classroom as opposed to, at a billet house or whatever in junior.
Your rookie season in Colorado after you're done with your 4 years at Harvard, that was McKinnon's first monster year. Like, he was a good player,
Yeah.
but then he got close to 100 points, I think it was, that year. Did you kind of, like, maybe you were worried about yourself in training camp as a rookie, but could you see the ascension, I guess, of Nathan McKinnon into what he has become that year?
Yeah, I mean, I never saw him before that, so I've only
Right.
ever seen him as a superstar. Like I get there and I think he put up probably close to 100 points that year, and he just continued to get better and better. And now watching him, he's at an even different level now. But yeah, that was the first time where I got onto an ice with someone, and I'm like, okay, this is a different species. Like you're watching this guy, and it's like I thought I was good in college or in junior, and then you're like, oh, geez. And so, yeah, he's a special player, special person. I mean, what he's done in Colorado is impressive, and the fact that he continues to get better year in and year out when he's already at that elite level is insane. And so that was pretty eye opening for me when I first got there, and to see what he's done since is really impressive.
Alex, you were drafted by New Jersey, 150 overall, like we touched on earlier, but you didn't
Yeah,
sign with New Jersey. So what went into
yeah.
that process? I mean, that must have been obviously a different animal in itself.
Yeah, yeah, that was just I mean, I super fortunate to be drafted there. I was drafted by Lamorello, when he was the GM there. By the time it came around to me signing, he was gone. I think Shiro was the GM. It just came down to a numbers game really for me at the time where, like, they had just drafted I think it was Pavel Zacha first round. He was a center. At the time, I was really only playing center. They had just taken Michael McLeod. They had Henrique, Zajac, Brian Boyle, Johan. I was looking at the roster. I'm like, I'm not going to be on this AHL team type thing. And like looking back on it, it was weird how like Colorado immediately went to become a playoff team and New Jersey wasn't. But at the time, like I didn't know a lot about these teams. I'm just looking at the rosters, like where am I going to fit in? Didn't seem like I was immediately going to have the chance to play. And so it's one of those rules where you have the ability to sign with teams. And it was like there's not that many times in your career where you get to kind of pick and set yourself up. And for me at that time, I thought it was really important to get an opportunity where I could play, or else I might, never get that chance. And so just kind of it worked out like that. Had really good conversations with New Jersey. I had every intention of signing there at the beginning. And then as we went through the summer, they ended up getting the first overall pick. I think they took Heischer. And then it just, as we progressed, it just seemed like, it wasn't the perfect fit.
You had a big year, your senior year, something like 14, 15, 16 goals, something like that. Are you talking to NHL teams at that point, like as you're starting to pop off throughout the season, or like what are those? When do those conversations start? I guess when you start to realize.
No,
like,
I would. Yeah, I don't think I was allowed to talk to teams. I think that I was still a New Jersey prospect.
Okay.
I'd had some conversations with New Jersey, and then after we lost in the Frozen Four, I met with Shiro and their team. They were just like, if you want to sign now, it's one of those things where you can play a couple games at the end of the year. We'd love to have you. And I just was like, let's just I just need some time to think about it. We just lost here. I didn't go that route, and then would continue to talk to New Jersey until kind of mid-August, or until free agency. Then let them know that like I probably wasn't going to sign there. And it's weird how those college free agents work. You don't become a free agent until like mid-August. So it was really late in the game. August 15th, I think, was at the time. I don't know if it's still that way, but I wasn't allowed to talk teams till August 15th, signed with Colorado, and then it kind of headed down there right away.
Talk about that first goal. Game winner. Madison Square Garden. Are you kidding me? I mean, there's not a better script on the planet. I mean, the Big Apple.
Well,
you took a massive bite, my friend. I love it.
My first goal. I don't think my first goal was at MSG. You might have to.
It wasn't?
Check the research. No.
What?
You got bad intel.
Bad
My
intel
first
that was
game
right off of AI. What's going? I'm calling Elon Musk. What the hell's going on around here?
My first game was at MSG. So maybe you got that. But yeah, first game was at MSG. Like you can't script it any better than that. It's like first game. Like that whole trip was great. I played first game New York, then went to New Jersey, second game who I was drafted by. And then I scored my first goal at home, which was probably like 4 or 5 games in after that road trip. It wasn't how you draw it up. You can look it up later, but it counts.
All right. I'm going to crawl in a hole here somewhere. I thought I was dialed. I'm like, I can't wait to ask him about this. Oh my God. Do your research, Foltz.
Hey, this podcast has had a couple of minuses interviewing Kerfoot. Last year I like tried to chirp him for not winning a bean pot, and he had won a bean pot, but I missed that somehow. But speaking of going back to college real quick, do you remember playing did you play Keller? Was that in the Frozen Four, or was that the bean pot? BU?
Yeah, we played him in the bean pot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Was that the game
you work him over?
I can't remember how that one went, but yeah, I think we might have beat him.
We'll ask
you
AI.
You beat him.
Yeah.
No, we're not going to ask AI again. Yeah. I'm never talking to AI again. It's now I'm scared to ask a question because I'm going to just butcher this entire.
When you interview Kells on NASHCAST, you can ask him about how he beat us in the bean pot.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Great.
I've been on the golf course all day, right? They're like, we got Alex Kerfoot today at 4:30. I'm like, I'm in a charity golf tournament. I got no time to research. I'm like, AI, help me out here. You touched on tennis. Foltz, all he plays is pickleball. I mean, do you consider pickleball a real sport? I mean, come on, Foltz.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I know the backlash that pickleball gets in the community, but I'm actually a pretty big pickleball fan myself. And
I like it.
I've actually yeah, I've played with Adam, your producer, in the summer out here. He's a pretty good player.
Come on. Well, he's
Wow.
texting us right now, like what to say, and he just texted ping pong. Like I just put like the question mark on the message. I'm like, what are you talking about? Do you have some?
No,
ping pong
he's
battles
a
with him?
yeah. I've never played him in ping pong, but we got a pickleball match in this summer. He's a good athlete, good player. We'll have to get you out there, Fultz, next summer.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, that
I
dirty
lost.
stash
We
of
had a
his he's got
broadcast
going.
team tournament. I got no lateral mobility. What about like when I play ping pong Kerf? Like I'm like right up on the table, just like with the backhand sitting right here, not like no offense at all. But have you had some pretty big ping pong battles in the past?
I mean, I would say I grew up playing tennis, so I've got like some background like racket sport level, but ping pong I would say is like my worst racket sport. Like I can play ping pong, but I'm nothing special.
Squash. Squash is the most underrated
Squash.
racket game on the
You
planet.
play a little squash?
Oh
Do you play
man, it
squash,
is.
Nasher?
Oh, dialed squash. Oh yeah, the toes. I'm banging off the walls. I mean, you probably haven't seen my hands, but they weren't pretty. So I butchered. I'm just a bully. I just bully the tee line, right? So, but
yeah, you're boxing out.
oh yeah, my big ass in everyone's face. But I gotta ask you again. I'm nervous about these questions, but I know you're a good-looking guy. I mean, a lot better looking than me and Foltz. But you are an overachiever. You met your wife, Marissa, at Harvard, and she absolutely dominated. I mean, they don't even know who Alex Kerfoot is because she set a record for goals and points. So she has the bragging rights right now in the Kerfoot family.
Your AI was 1 for 2. Your AI helped, but she no, that is true. She I mean, she didn't have to score a lot of goals to beat me, but I think she might have the all-time field hockey goals or points record at Harvard. So pretty impressive. We met there, started kind of dating my junior year. And yeah, we've been together ever since. It was pretty cool going to, I'd never really kind of been to a field hockey game or seen field hockey games. And so to kind of go see her, my senior year was cool, and we would get all the boys to kind of go out to games, and
of course you were. You're at Harvard. You weren't dumb.
Yeah, but no, that was fun, and yeah, I mean now it's been. I mean, she doesn't play anymore, obviously, and college was kind of the end of it. But yeah, it was fun to kind of go through that experience together in college and see each other play, and yeah, it was fun.
The mini sticks games in the Kerfoot house are going to be insane with your daughter. Is it Carrera?
Carrera, yeah. They're gonna be good. They're gonna be good. She's
who's playing goal?
Hopefully she gets her hands from her mom, because it might not be pretty.
Is she 2 yet? Like when will she be on skates?
I don't know about skates, but she's buzzing pretty good right now. Like she's a year and a half, 18 months, and it's honestly been so much fun lately. Like, I don't know if you guys have talked to Liam lately, but his daughter Leilani was born a week before Carrera in the same hospital room in Arizona. And so just to kind of go through that whole process together has been awesome. I think that we've gotten closer, and the daughters love each other. Like my daughter's now at the point where she's like asking for my phone, and she just says, like, she calls Leilani Lele, and she just says like Lele, and just wants to see her like videos of Leilani all day long. And so that's been fun. And the Crosses have a girl who's like a couple months younger. Kevin Rooney was just up here. His daughter's like the same age. So it's been a bunch of like little girls kind of going through the process all together, and they're understanding way more, running around. It's been lots of fun.
So that's a good segue. Obviously, you're heavily
Yeah.
involved. You're pushing girls hockey, which I love to see. I got two daughters myself. I wish they had the opportunity, way back when to play hockey, and now they're playing professional hockey. But how did you get involved, and how pumped are you about where it's headed?
Yeah, it honestly happened really organically when we moved out here. One of the first things that Ryan and Ashley said when they talked to us was that they want this organization to be community first and committed to giving back to the community. And we, as we were going through that, we spoke and we said, like, what can we do? How can we help? In places where I've been in the past, we've had like different opportunities to help out and give back. And a couple of the people at SEG were like, honestly, we're trying to grow youth hockey here, and a lot of it is going towards boys hockey. We'd like to kind of do what we can for girls. You have a daughter. Would you like to help? Can we kind of help you with this? That's how it started. And we were like, yeah, like that's great. Like we have our at the time, our daughter was really young, like just a few months old, but it just came at the right time. And I think it's been awesome to kind of see firsthand. And we've had a bunch of girls out to games. We had a clinic this past summer, and just to see their excitement level and the passion growing has been awesome. And one thing that we talk about is if you want to really grow the game and grow that you need to make these experiences valuable and make them worthwhile. And so like we take them really seriously in terms of trying to give them the best experience and make it so that when they're leaving, it's a really positive, happy, enjoyable experience, so that they want to go home and work on their game or bring their friends into hockey or do something like that. And so the whole process has been awesome. We hope to continue to do more in the future. There's a bunch of other guys in our team who are doing other things as well, and we're just kind of trying to do our part and join the momentum or contribute to the momentum that they've all been building in Utah here.
I was talking with Lindsay Fry, who was in town the other week for the NHL Women's Hockey Advancement Committee meeting. She mentioned that you and Chris Armstrong had crashed those meetings. Can you maybe share like some of what goes down in those meetings to grow the game, especially when it comes to Utah, when it comes to girls hockey? Like what kind of things are they cooking up?
Yeah, well, that was just that was just the first time I've been in on those meetings, so I'm sure they're doing a lot of things behind the scenes that we're not aware of. But ours was more just a conversation of, okay, what are you guys doing here in Utah? What has worked? What hasn't worked? So that they can kind of canvas different communities and across the league how they can do a better job of growing the game and helping girls out. And so for us it was more just a conversation of what we're doing and how we can kind of progress things forward. And I think for them to have a committee like that who's taking it really seriously and wants to advance the sport is a huge first step.
I want to ask you about the team. I know you're watching now from the press box, not where anyone wants to be, but where do you see this group? You've been now with this team for a long time. I know they're in a little bit of a tailspin right now, and that's hard when you're hurt because you want to help out. But how good? What excites you about this group? Because when I watch it, it is so much fun to watch. It's like a track meet, back and forth. The skill. You now have a little bit of a bite too on your third and fourth line as well. But how good can this team be?
Yeah, I mean, like obviously we're just scratching the surface, right? Like the goal is to be there at the end, to make the playoffs, to make runs and stuff like that. But it's a process. And I mean, you look at the steps that Gunnar and Cools and these guys have made, and they're still so young. They're really just getting started, and it's going to be a process. We're not going to win 60 games or whatever. Like we came out of the gates 8-2, and everyone across the league's looking at it like, oh, geez, like these guys are. It's not going to go like that. And now all of a sudden we've lost a few and whatever. But like if we get 3 or 4 points on this back to back, like all of a sudden we've got 25 points in our first 20 games. You're on pace for 100. It's like we're still in a good spot. Like you just gotta and that might not even be the right mindset, because you don't want to be watching the scoreboards and living and dying by every game at this point. It's just about building and realizing that every point does matter, and you got to kind of stop these 3 to 4 game losing streaks at 3 to 4 games and not let them go any longer. And then when you're winning, you got to kind of maximize those winning streaks and find ways to grind out a point when you don't deserve a point, and really put teams away when you're ahead. Those are kind of the learning experiences that we're going through, that we've been through the last couple of years. And I think it was valuable for us to have a season like we did last year, where we were in the mix for the majority of the year. St. Louis really impressive down the stretch to kind of pull away, but we were there, and we know that we're at that point where, like, we want to make the playoffs. Like, it's not just we're there, or we're with these teams. Like, it would be a disappointment to us in the room if we don't. And so it's been fun to kind of have that vibe around the rink, be with this group, but I'm missing it. And that's another thing, is like, you don't want to like intrude too much when I don't really even, like, I'm not on the ice, I'm not a part of the team. I'm just more like a cheerleader right now, sitting back and trying to do my part, bring positive energy, and see them when they're around.
Kerf, this has been awesome, and I know we got to let you go here soon, but I got one more for you. And
Yeah.
I
last
got
year you
one more
started giving
too.
your game tickets away.
Yeah.
It's
Classic
a
journalism.
NASHCAST, folks. It's a NASHCAST, folks. All right.
Yeah.
I got the last question.
my last one is just last year, when you're giving those game tickets away to bring young girls in hockey out to sit on the bench and take in that experience, and you get to skate over to the corner and maybe say hi to Carrera. I don't know if she was coming to games, but
Yeah.
I'm guessing you get to do that. But then you also, there's a ton of pictures of this. You go over and say hi to those girls that you brought out to the game that are watching on the bench. Like, how cool, and what are the emotions you get when you see that nexus, your daughter coming to your games, but also the impact you're having on girls like your daughter that are getting into the
Yeah.
sport?
Yeah, I mean, that's so special. Like, it's been, I'm sure, I mean, I don't know if Nash's kids are at the age where they saw him playing, but to just see her on the glass, and there with my teammates and their daughters, like, that's pretty cool. And it's just, every warm-ups are exciting now, because you get to kind of see her, and she's starting to smile, she knows a little bit more, so that's fun, and it's only going to get better. And then to go see those girls, like I talked about this earlier, but yeah, like, I think it's really important it's to just, it's easy to just have them come to games, or find a way to get them tickets, but to really make it a meaningful experience, you have to learn a little bit about them. You have to make it memorable for them. And so I try and make a point to that, to know who they are a little bit, to be able to go say something to them, make it feel like, I'm not just any other person. I'm here to kind of be their friend for the day, and hopefully have them leave the experience with it being a worthwhile memento for them.
Okay, last question. And my kids, my
Double
career,
check it. Double check it.
my career was like a car accident. My kids were like, I don't want to watch. Why does daddy get beat up every night? Why is his nose getting bigger and bigger every time we see him? But talk to the people. I mean, I have been around a long time. I've been around a lot of teams, and I have never seen facilities, an ownership group like this. I mean, we
Yeah.
have been through the good and, well, the bad. I've been through the good, the bad, and the real bad. And now it is never better. I don't think there's a better ownership group on the planet. But as the players, how much are you guys loving this?
Yeah, I mean, you've seen it. Like, there's nothing more to say. It's first class. It's as good as it gets. It takes any distraction, any excuse you want out of it. Like, it's like everything you need or could possibly want, we have. It's honestly a selling point to other players or other people around the league. It's the best of the best. And then you come to games and you see how committed they are to growing the fan base, to building up the in-game experience. It's a great place to play at home. The building's loud. We're loving living in Utah. So the way that they've built this up in such a short amount of time, it's as good as it gets. And I've been in some pretty good places. So special here, super thankful to be a part of it. And I think when you're out and injured like I am, it just you gain even more appreciation for how lucky you are. And honestly, I've spent way too much time at our practice facility that, as nice as it is, I'm done with seeing that place. So it's been great. And yeah, there's nothing else you could ask for.
Wow. Thank you.
Kerf,
Thank you,
we
Kerfy. Now
appreciate the time, man.
we're
Thank
done.
you.
Now we are done.
Yeah, perfect.
Get your ass back in the lineup, would you? We miss you. They need you. I know the fans are missing you. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, hey, I'm doing my part, and I can't wait. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
All right, folks, there you have it. Did not disappoint. I hope everyone enjoyed that one. I mean, everyone, not just here in Salt Lake and Utah, the great state, but all over the hockey world. I mean, what a great, unreal dude, right? Just so thoughtful. His answers, his stories that he told, and the grind of his career. And that's what I love. And I say this all the time. I love it. It's hard because I'm not great at researching. I was never great at studying for school and for exams and tests, but I'm learning. I'm starting to figure it out. I've messed up a few times on AI, which I just completely got exposed for the question. You have to double check. AI is beautiful. AI is wonderful. AI is probably going to take over our world, but you got to back it up. You got to dig deep and make sure you double check and some of those questions. But what a beautiful.
A lot of times on the internet, Tyson, you should not click on the link. But when it comes to AI research, click on the link to double check. But hey, I told you, like I did the same thing to him. I had my notes messed up or something. There's no excuse for it. But I'm interviewing him in like a walk-off which the players already don't love anyway, right? Like they just want to get back to the dressing room. And we're doing this walk-off interview on radio. And I'm like almost chirping this professional hockey player for not having a bean pot while the other guys on his team do. And he was gracious, but he did let me know, like, hey, you're doing a little bit of Tyson Nash research here. You should double check because I do a bean pot. So that was a very humbling experience for me last year. So you're not alone. You're not alone. Most of the time, NASHCAST crew, A+ research, but we are known to lay an egg from time to time.
That's what we do. Hey, we got to keep these guys guessing. All our listeners, who we love you all, spread the love too, would you, for us? I mean, we're grinding, our editing, our producers, directors, everybody behind the scenes. We are grinding. So we're looking for followers. We're looking for, we're looking for reads. We're looking for advertisement. We are going to open up the kimono. We're going to blow this thing out of the water. We're just getting started, folks. It's been a slow road. I will say that, but it's been fun, and interviews like that make it all worthwhile, right? Just getting to know your team, your teammates, guys you hang around with. I mean, you think you know guys, right? Until you do these deep dives and some heartfelt answers from Alexander Kerfoot. So we appreciate it. The guy's a Swiss Army knife on this team. He's been that way his whole career. Can play defense, can play offense. And I know André Tourigny right now, looking down on that bench, he's missing. He's missing Kerfoot. He's missing seeing that jersey and that name tag and all that he brings.
Yeah, really cool what Kerfoot and his wife Marissa have done for the girls hockey community as well in the state of Utah. And speaking of the girls hockey community in Utah, we did want to acknowledge a tragedy that happened within our hockey family recently here in State 45. Xylee Hutchinson, a 14-year-old member of the Cache Valley Wild program, passed away in a tragic car accident this past week. And we got to note that Xylee was a fierce competitor, a devoted teammate, and a young official as well, who brought joy to every rink that she entered. GoFundMe has been organized to help Xylee's family with funeral and medical costs, but we're putting our sticks out for Xylee, which, if you're new to hockey, as many of us are here in the state of Utah, that's a way to remember the fallen members of our hockey family. You put a stick out by the door, maybe on the front porch, in remembrance of Xylee, who is, again, part of the Cache Valley Wild program. So we know she was a Dylan Guenther fan, saw a picture of her with a Guenther jersey, but she's certainly in our hearts and her families in our thoughts and our prayers as well.